You have to build a rhythm of life that's organically restful, organically resting. And that is probably more of the goal and the outcome you want to achieve in your life.
Yeah.
That says, I'm going to find a way to actually find rest every day. If not, resting now, like I am in a resting state now.
Yeah.
In my job, in my work, in my preparation, in my conversations, in my, like, that's the goal.
Yeah.
Not to be like, I'm going to live stressed 8 hours a day and then not be stressed
for 2 weeks in Hawaii
or 1 day a week when you have your Saturday off or your Friday, Saturday off. And it's like, oh, I cannot be stressed. I'm going to live life then. Or else you live this life where it's like Friday's wine o'clock.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to just live my life so I can.
Living for the weekend.
Living for the weekend
and
living for the evenings. And I can just veg out now instead of actually developing a lifestyle of rest in your world. And so I start it personally, internally. I have to evaluate myself internally. Then I have to evaluate like my home and look at my home. And yes, systems, structures, a pattern, like there needs to be some leadership that goes on. I think some families I hear like they're always working at on their house. And they're always working. I'm like, maybe you stack it and you work like 1 week straight on your house, whatever it may be, and then take time, like stack your work perhaps, and maybe that provides some energy back into your
maybe
world.
you have some extra margin for it, or you have a plan that you can actually like plan out that, okay, this is going to be crazy, but we're going to do it together, right?
We're going to do it together instead of this being like this overwhelming weight that sits on your shoulders for the rest of your life. Or you're impending, it's impending and it
like
feels
the doom.
It's like just you're carrying this burden all the time. So then I look at my home and then I look at my work and I try and create a pattern for rest. And I look at my energy in that space and I say, look, where are you providing the energy? Like, what are the values? What are the things that contribute to rest in my life that I need? So my devotions, my time with my kids, my time with my family, my time with the church, my time, that has to be allocated and assessed. And so systems matter, but I also want to create margin. Margin is so important because I think margin exists for God moments. And if your life is so regulated and so regimented that you have no time for God to do something, God, like for that conversation with a neighbor, for you just living in that world where you drive up to your house and you go inside and no one knows your name and you haven't got that connection with people. How do you create that margin? Space, and each person needs to look at their rest, I think, individually and look at it in terms of building a rhythm of that in your life. And that means sometimes creating that date night, creating that space with friends and actually going out for dinner or getting on that bike early morning and going for a ride while the sun's
biking.
And not biking until the sun comes up. Or it's planning that event and planning that holiday with that special holiday where you're going to make memories and just reset for the next step. All those things matter. But I don't ascribe to the 3 weeks a year will take care of the 52 weeks in the year. You just can't live that way. And practical. I haven't found a way to do it. So if someone does, they're welcome to hit me up and share with me their secret. But it just doesn't, I just don't see it happening. And from my perspective, I can't see it happening. So